Hi, welcome to another Tech Talk Monday. I'm Vicki Brenner. I'm a library technician with Oxford County Library, and today's session will be part two of what we started last month. We talked about Google PhotoScan, and using this app and your phone, you can easily convert family photographs to digital files and thereby allowing you to share them with other family members, print them, etc. So today we're going to talk more about, now that we've scanned our photos, what's a great way to creatively put those photos in a vehicle that you can share with other family members. So we're going to look at a design platform called Canva. You may already be familiar with it. If you're not, it's free to use. A great portion of their design tools are free. There is a cost element if you want more services associated with Canva, but the free platform does a lot. So we're going to explore a little bit about how we get our photos and upload them into Canva, and then we can work with them a little bit. So I've created a photo book that I'd like to share with you, and you can get an idea of where I'm going with it. So I'm just going to share my screen with you now, and we can sort of take a look at what Canva looks like. Okay. So we're just at canva.com. You can see in the web bar here, and you're going to create a free account with them. It's just as simple as using an email address to do that. And I'll just move this, and that's right in the upper right hand corner. You can also create a free account with them through other platforms like Facebook, etc. So it's very straightforward. If you need help at any point, questions about using Canva for this purpose, I'm happy to help with you. You can contact me at the Ingersoll Library or by email, localhistory@ocl.net. So we're looking at the main screen of Canva right now, the home screen. And what they do is they provide sort of pre-designed templates for so many things like social media posts, print materials, anything, newsletters, bookmarks, you name it, they have it pre-created and they're all editable, which is great. You can add your images and use it as a jumping off point. They've done some of the hard work for you in terms of design. Many people find that challenging. Where do I start, right? They've taken care of that. And they also offer sort of the next step, which is printing. So we're going to look at that a little bit later. This is going to be a very brief overview. So by all means, get in touch if you want some more information about working with Canva and sort of scanning photos. So we talked about Google PhotoScan. We have our photos. How do we get them into Canva to use them? So I'm just going to show you a demo of some family photographs that I've put together into a photo book. So we're just going to load that up here. And in terms of, you want to make sure, like Google PhotoScan does a good job of getting good quality photographs. If you're scanning them on a flatbed scanner, be sure to use a high dots per inch ratio, which will result in a nice large file size that will give you a great quality image for printing. Really important. Scan photos on your flatbed scanner if you have control over that at 300 or 400 dpi. That's going to give you a great quality image in the end. If you're looking at saving them on a hard drive, like for posterity, for indeterminate safe storage to make copies for family or whatever, save them as a TIFF, TIFF file type. TIFF images do not degrade no matter how many times they're saved, which is the case with a more familiar file type such as JPEG, JPG file type. Every time you save it, there are losses happening in terms of image quality, so something to be aware of. I will say that Canva only allows, for the most part, TIFF and PNG image types to be uploaded. So you're more using a service type image, and you would keep the TIFF or TIFF image on hard drive, something that you'll keep for an indeterminate amount of time. So I'm just going to preview this photo book that I've created by clicking preview. So we're just going to page through this short photo book. So it allows you to play with fonts, upload your own images. There's all kinds of scrapbooky type features as image features, allows you to add names, important, so information doesn't become lost over time. These are images of a West Zora family local to us called the Campbells. And I was fortunate enough to be able to create an archive of their photographs taken, most of them around the turn of the early 20th century. So this is just some of the things that you can do with Canva. Now, that preview isn't giving me the best quality, but likely it's because of the Wi-Fi. So we'll just close that right now. So I just want to go into how you find a template to use. So I'm going to go back to home here. And it allows you to search. So we are going to, what will you design? Now, for this purpose, I would suggest using the search term photo book or scrapbook. So we'll just see what kind of templates they have. Something else to be aware of is size. If you're having it print, if you ultimately want something that's going to be printed, you're going to make 20 copies as Christmas gifts for your family of your photo archive, be aware of what the final print size will be. Now, Canva will tell you what the options are, but if you're going to go to another service like Vistaprint, you need to be aware of what's available on the other end. So for the most part, I think you'll probably be working with a standard letter size page, likely landscape. So 11 by 8.5, but there are other options. So sort of have a view of what the end result will be. So they offer templates for photo books. Canva does. Something I will make you aware of on the filters on the left-hand sidebar. Click free. So it's only showing you sort of the free options, which typically free account, if you have a free account, that's what's available to you. So the one that I chose, just gonna page through here, is this one. So we're just gonna let that load up, and then I'm gonna show you how, actually this is actually, it looks like a portrait, but that's okay. So let me just give you a quick idea how do I get my photos into Canva? It's just as simple as all the tools you're going to be working with are on the left-hand toolbar. So you can see it pops in and out. it gets out of your way when you need it to. You can clearly make this bigger here. You can make it full screen. So that's easier to see what you're doing. Elements, these will be things that you can add to your scrapbook. So we'll look at a few of those. But as far as uploads go, this is all, these are the images that belong to you. And let's try uploading some media right now that I have scanned with Google PhotoScan. So let's upload media. Now Canva wants to know, where am I getting these images from? So you tell it the folder to look for the images within. And just going to go to a folder with all of my scanned images. And you can do more than one at the same time, depending on your sort of upload speed of your Wi-Fi or whatever. So I'm just going to pick a few here. So by holding down Control, I can click and pick a whole bunch of them. So we're going to click Open. So you can see my images are being put into Canva right now. It's got little status bars. Just going to move the screen sharing thing out of the way. Okay. So down here we have a slider that we can make this a little bigger so it's easy for us to work with. Why don't we change the photo? Because we're going to put our photos in here. Simply click on the photo within Canva and touch delete. And I'm going to get this photo in there. So let's just drop it right into this frame, just like that. So we can make this bigger if we want more of an impact. Positioning, we can make it go backward. Oh, we need to bring it forward. And this one we can send forward there. So we can play with fonts. We can say this. Whoops. And we can change the font. Here's a giant list of fonts that we could work with if we wanted to. And it will adjust. We can make our font smaller so it fits. We can adjust the line spacing, etc. So we can drag it around with the mouse. It's much easier to do this type of work on a nice desktop if that's what you're doing. So it's just a simple, we can even adjust our photos. I think I mentioned this in our first session. Canva makes it really easy to touch up your photos, which is, I think I mentioned how a lot of the ones from the 50s are very pale. I like really good high contrast black and white photography. So what I did there is I clicked on my image and then I'm going to go edit image. And here we can, adjust our contrast. So I can make it quite a bit contrastier or decrease the brightness is also with these little toggly things. The other option is filters. You can see here, see all. Some of these are great, especially for color photography. Try them out. There's sort of standard color profiles that they offer. So it's something to play with. And then just back out of that, I'm going to bring the contrast up. Saturation is also something you can play with. It doesn't really have that much effect on that photograph. So that's a great way to sort of adjust for other can delete. So this is putting your photo inside a frame, which is really fun. So we'll drag that one in there. Same thing. Oh, oops. I can bring up the contrast on it. There, brings it to life a little bit. Now, if you don't like the colors of this particular photo book, I can click on the color I don't like. This brings up a color palette for me to choose from. If you want black, you can go black. Definitely brings up. And just like that. So again, the slider at the bottom will decrease the size so you can get a better idea of how your final product will work. So I think we'll move on. You can tinker with that, upload all your photos, and then start slotting them in. So as far as this photo book goes, we can click on share. So it's here that you can download it. So you can download this as a PDF, print it on your printer at home. It's very DIY. It makes it great, especially if you paid attention to putting great quality. And by quality, I mean high DPI images, large file sizes. I think I mentioned Canva caps at 25 megabytes. That's huge. I mean, a 4 megabytes photo size makes a great sort of image that you can print on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. You'd probably be fine with that. And it also, so that's the download. We can download this and choose a file type. So PDF print will make it easy for you to print on a standard 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, which is sort of what we specified in terms of the type of photo book that we're printing. So the other option, I'm just going to go back. The other option is you can share it, share your photo book on all of these various platforms. And the other thing is print. So you can choose Canva to print it for you. So if I pick photo book landscape, it's telling, oh, right, we picked portrait. Sorry. So photo book. We can try that one. So there's an issue where you need to be aware of your final design. So it's going to quote you a price to print multiple copies, soft cover, glossy pages, and most of them I've seen. And you have to have a minimum of 22 pages. So they're probably about $30 a piece. But it certainly makes it easy to just print it yourself, which is great. So just going back to, just going to get this out of the way. The demonstration one. So this photo book, I have a nice tab here, print photo books. So we'll just get me out of the way. So it's asking you options in terms of how you want it printed right through Canva. But the share button is where you're going to be able to print it yourself just by downloading it. You can also present it. So it gives you the option of making it as a slideshow, presenting it at a family reunion or a wedding. These are great ways to preserve family memories in sort of a pro looking publication. Plus it keeps it in a format where you can add names, you can add dates, so critical information is not lost. So I hope you give Google PhotoScan and Canva a try to preserve your family memories. I'm just going to stop sharing my screen right now. So thank you for joining me today in the archive room at the Ingersoll Library is where I'm coming to you from today. So if you need help with Google PhotoScan, or we have a scanner here at the library that's for the public to use, that's certainly a great option to get great quality sort of preservation scans of your important family photographs. Or if you need help with Canva, call me at the library or reach out to me by email, localhistory@ocl.net. So thanks for joining me today.